3 months after my husband suddenly died, my son and his wife bought us a trip to Italy. It was the message that saved me. A single line on a foreign screen, glowing against the dark of my hotel room. Leave quietly. Don't trust them. No name, no number I recognized, just those words. I didn't hesitate. I packed nothing, slipped on my coat, and walked out of Florence as if I were a shadow. Because deep down, I already knew. Before the rot showed. 3 months earlier, I had buried my husband. 37 years of marriage gone in an instant. A sudden heart attack, the doctors said. He died in his chair, his reading glasses still on, a book open in his lap. Peaceful, they told me. Peaceful for him. Shattering for me. Our son, David, was the one who held my hand at the funeral. His wife, Clara, pressed tissues into my palm like offerings. She whispered, "We'll take care of you now." I wanted to believe her. When they surprised me with the trip, I cried. "It'll be good to get away. Clear your mind," Clara had said, smiling too sweetly. Italy. My dream. My husband's dream. He had always wanted to take me. And so I went, trusting them. The cracks. At first, everything seemed kind, almost too kind. David hovered, attentive. Clara arranged tours, dinners, excursions. But I noticed how often they excused themselves, stepping away to whisper. How their smiles flickered when they caught me watching. The second night in Florence, I walked past the hotel lobby and heard my name. Not softly, not lovingly. "Insurance money. She's worth more dead than alive," Clara hissed. David said nothing, just silence, complicit silence. I didn't confront them. I smiled at breakfast, lifted my coffee cup with steady hands. I played the grieving widow, broken, grateful, blind. But something inside me shifted. The message. That night, the message came. Leave quietly. Don't trust them. I never found out who sent it. Perhaps a mistake. Perhaps mercy. But I obeyed. I boarded the earliest train north to Milan, then a flight home under a different name. I vanished from their vacation as though swallowed by the Tuscan hills. And while they sipped wine in Siena, thinking me docile, I began digging. The truth. My husband's death hadn't been sudden at all. Not really. The autopsy had been rushed, his heart attack accepted without question. But when I requested a private review, things surfaced. Traces of digoxin, a drug he was never prescribed. David was the executor of the will. Clara had convinced him to place everything in joint accounts. The insurance payout, millions, was already in motion. They thought they were brilliant, that grief had made me weak. But grief can carve you into something sharper. The plan. I did not scream. I did not weep. I planned. Step 1, I froze the accounts, quietly. Clara wouldn't see a cent. Step 2, I hired a lawyer, the kind who feeds on blood, not contracts. Step 3, I gathered evidence. The whispers, the financial transfers, the search histories I pulled from the family laptop David had once asked me to hold on to. Every breadcrumb I kept. And then I waited. The trap. When they returned from Italy, sun-tanned and expectant, I greeted them at the airport. Smiling. Hollow. They didn't know I had already filed. That detectives had already questioned pharmacists about unusual prescriptions in David's name. That Clara's voice on a hotel recording was already in the hands of my lawyer. At dinner, I raised a glass. "To family," I said. My hand didn't shake. Clara's smile faltered. David looked at me too long, as if searching for cracks. I gave them none. The fall. The arrest came 2 weeks later. Fraud, conspiracy, attempted murder. I didn't need to be there, but I was. I stood at the window as the red and blue lights flashed outside their home. Clara screamed. David shouted my name, his voice raw, betrayed. But I felt nothing. No pity, no hesitation. They had murdered my husband. And when that wasn't enough, they had planned to murder me too. The son I raised, the boy I once rocked to sleep, had chosen greed over blood. Aftermath. Sometimes I wonder who sent that message. A stranger? A friend of my husband? Him, somehow, reaching through the static? It doesn't matter. What matters is that I listened. Now the house is quiet. His chair still sits by the window, glasses folded neatly on the book he never finished. I read it sometimes, aloud, as if he can hear me. And when I close the last page, I whisper, "They paid." Final reflection. I am not broken anymore. Grief has teeth, and mine tore through the lies they wrapped around me. Justice was never about forgiveness. It was about balance, about making sure their betrayal rotted them from the inside the way they tried to rot me. I buried my husband once, but I buried my son and his wife twice, first in my heart, then in the eyes of the law.